Hey, Kingdom
Hey,
Couples.
Kingdom Couples, what's going on?
How's it going today? I know it's been a while since we've been on here. Sorry, you see Rufy's tail just like waving, saying hi too. It's been a while since we've been on here. We've been a little busy on Tuesdays, but we're so excited to be back tonight with another live activity that you can participate in. So as you come in, just let us know that you're here, and what we can do is just message you on Facebook the activity sheet so you can follow along. Rufy, yeah, we're kind of busy right now, buddy. So that you can follow along with us. Today we're going to be talking about communication, as you can see from the title. Honey, could you like grab him or something? I don't know. He's trying to get this pen in. He doesn't need to get it. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. We did this like 2 or 3 weeks ago, the last time we were on here live. We had a great time with it, and we told you all that we want to come back and bring some more activities. These are similar activities that we would do with couples that we are coaching during the marriage coaching program. So if you've had any like curiosity about it and you're wondering like, oh, what's that all about? These are the type of activities that we do to help strengthen your marriage. And as always, if you have questions about it, please reach out. But before we get into that, I just want to also remind the ladies that Saturday is Sweetest Day. So, for those of you who don't know what Sweetest Day is, you can just Google it. It's usually the third Saturday of every month. So this Saturday is Sweetest Day. I hope you have something nice planned for your sweetie. Lady, hey Shari, ladies, this is our time to shine, okay? Usually, I feel like the guys, they come with it for Valentine's Day. I know we be expecting a lot. So, although this holiday isn't recognized as much, I think we should absolutely celebrate it. I saw a post last week that said, oh yeah, Sweetest Day is coming up, and y'all know these guys aren't about to get nothing. And it's comical, but it's really a shame that like that's the mentality of a lot of people, you know? So let's not be like that. Let's not have that mentality. If you forgot about Sweetest Day, this is your friendly reminder to do something. Oh, thank you for the reminder. What is it? The third Saturday of this month. Yeah, it's this Saturday coming up. This Saturday is Sweetest Day. So you still have more than enough time to plan something sweet for your sweetie. Yeah, I just feel like it should be reciprocal. It shouldn't be like when Valentine's Day comes around, we're expecting all these balloons and roses and chocolate and out to eat and diamonds and whatever. And then Sweetest Day is like, oh, what's that? I'm not worried about that. So, yeah, this is just your reminder of that. Honey?
Yeah, those are some good announcements, especially Sweetest Day.
Sweetest Day.
Sweetest Day, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, the guys like to be spoiled as well. So
Exactly, ladies. Come on, we gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Absolutely.
We can't disregard their holiday.
Yep, definitely.
So on top of that, we just want to check in and find out how y'all been doing with date nights. You know, like just let us know if y'all did a fun date night recently, where it was. Maybe you inspired some other couples. Maybe you did something that someone else has been wanting to do or has been curious about. So y'all know how we do. Go ahead and drop it in the chat. What up, Bree? Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, so we're going to get into our first activity. And even if your spouse is not available to do this with you, or you can just save this activity for the future. This is something that you can absolutely do in the future, or just look at how we go through the activity and just share it with your spouse. So those of you who are on right now, what I'm going to do is just message you on Messenger. Hey, give me this. Rufy, relax. I'm going to message you all on Messenger the first activity that we're going to do. As a matter of fact, I'm going to message you all both of them just so you have it, okay? Like I said, in case later, this is something you could just save for later. I think the activities are great to do. And tonight we're talking about communication. So these activities will help you strengthen your communication. And honey, before we get started, do you want to just talk a little bit about like why communication is important?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Communication is one of the pillars of a successful marriage.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think of communication just as talking as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's communication at all. Communication is being, vulnerable, opening up your heart. But also there's a style to communication. Everybody has their own style as to, when they feel best to communicate, how they like to communicate.
Yeah.
Do you, have are you open for your spouse to communicate with you?
Right.
I mean, there's so much that goes into communication. So I'm excited about the exercise we're going to do.
Right. So which one do you want to start with? Do you want to start with this one or that one?
I think that was the paper.
This one right here? Okay. So we just sent you all two, you all that are on here, two exercises to your messenger. And if you come on and I don't see you, just let me know that you're on here if you want me to send this to you. If you don't want me to send it to you, that's fine too. So we're going to start with the one that says sharing strength and growth areas. So I'll give you all a minute to go ahead and find that one real quick. We're going to do that one. I'll give you all a minute to go ahead and find that. And then I'm just sharing this real quick on Facebook. Okay, perfect. All right, so this one says select 3 strength areas that's the most agreement and positive aspects of your relationship, and then select 3 growth areas. These are the most disagreement areas that you want to improve. So if you're on and you don't have this sheet, I just sent it to the messenger inbox on Facebook to anyone who wanted me to send it to you. Just let me know that you want me to send it to you and I will. So we're starting with a strengths and growth exercise. So it tells you to select 3 areas that you feel that you and your spouse are strong in, or your relationship, if you're courting, whatever it is. And then select 3 areas that you feel like you need to grow in. So I'm going to hand it off to my husband. He's going to read off the areas for those of you who don't have it. And you can just decide or write it down or record in your phone if you think that that's a strong area in relation. Now, if you're not married, you can just decide if you feel like as an individual, this is a strong area for you. Something that you feel like you can take into your marriage and be a strength and be kind of be an anchor in that area.
Yeah, because communication, even if you're not married now, communication is still important to work on prior before getting married.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So it's definitely a good exercise. But yeah, there's 10, and I'll read each one.
Okay.
Number 1, communication. We share feelings and understand each other. Number 2, conflict resolution. We are able to discuss and resolve differences. Number 3, partner styles and habits. We appreciate each other's personality and habits. Financial management. We agree on budget and financial matters. Leisure activities. We have a good balance of activities together and apart. Sexuality and affection. We are comfortable discussing sexual issues and affection. Family and friends. We feel good about our relationships with relatives and friends. Relationship roles. We agree on how to share decision-making and responsibilities. Children and parenting. We agree on issues related to having and raising children. Spiritual beliefs. We hold similar religious values and beliefs.
Awesome. So just like we did last time, Craig and I are going to do this activity live with you. We have not previously gone through this. So the answers we give right now, like I need to take a second and think about as he was going through it. I was trying to think about what my answer. I'm curious if our answers will match. So I can read the list through one more time, honey. If you want to, as I'm doing it, if you want to record maybe in your mind where you think our 3 strength areas are and where you think our 3 growth areas are, then I can do the same. I'll think about it this time as I'm going through. So number 1, communication. We share feelings and understand each other. Number 2, conflict resolution. We are able to discuss and resolve differences. Number 3, partner style and habits. We appreciate each other's personality and habits. 4, financial management. We agree on a budget and financial matters. 5, leisure activities. We have a good balance of activities together and apart. 6, sexuality and affection. We are comfortable discussing sexual issues and affection. 7, family and friends. We feel good about our relationship with relatives and friends. 8, relationship roles. We agree on how to share decision making and responsibilities. 9, children and parenting. We agree on issues related to having and raising children. And number 10, spiritual beliefs. We hold similar religious values and beliefs. So, honey, looking at this,
Okay.
what are your top 3 strength areas that you feel for us?
Top 3. Oh, so is this for like individually or like how I see it, or?
No, this is where the areas that we most agree on.
Oh, you think we agree on? Okay.
We agree on the most, but then
Okay.
we can go to the other areas.
Okay.
It should be interesting, y'all.
Exactly. Number 1, spiritual beliefs.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel
That's
like
number 10 on the list, but that's your number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 10 is number 1.
Okay.
I'm kind of confused. Spiritual beliefs is number 1. Let's just go with
Absolutely. Yes.
I feel like
that
this-
was one of mine too.
that. Yeah, I feel like we don't really even talk about that because it's so,
I feel like we do talk about it, but it's an agreeable way. It's never like, why did you believe that, or why do you think that?
It's true. Children and parenting.
Yep, that was my second one.
Number 2.
Okay.
There was a number of different ones I could have picked, but I'm gonna go with relationship roles.
Oh my goodness, those are the same ones that I picked.
Yeah, the other ones I was considering was financial management. I feel like we're getting good. We're getting better with that.
Yeah.
Leisure activities. I don't feel.
Well, don't do the second part of the exercise.
No, I'm saying what I was gonna also consider as being in my top 3 of strengths.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, those are my top 3.
Those were my top 3 too, y'all. So, we're on the same page. It's no wonder because we really agree. I feel like those are definitely strong suits in our marriage, relationship roles, children and parenting. These are some things that we talked about for hours and hours on the phone even before we started courting, just as friends. So it was very easy to translate that over to marriage. Now, for you may be hearing this and like, whoa, those are the areas that's like least agreeable in my home, right? Everyone has that area, but tonight we're talking about communication because then you can take this information and say, these are some areas that we need to really sit down and discuss. And don't try to discuss all of them in one setting, but these are areas that you may want to look closer at after doing this activity. Okay, so growth areas for me, now I don't know if you're gonna agree with me, the 3 that I feel like we need to grow in, I'm going to definitely say 3.
What's 3?
Partner style and habit, because I feel like personally, like for both of us, like I still have some habits that from living on my own, doing stuff a certain way, like my organizational skills aren't really that great. And I feel like, my husband is different in that, so I feel like we kind of like just clash right there a little bit. I don't know if that was one of your 3, but I feel like we really haven't really appreciated the differences about like certain styles and habits as much. Just my opinion.
Okay.
So when you say like, Naisha, why your clothes are always on the floor?
How am I supposed to appreciate that?
You don't have to appreciate it. That's why it's a growth area. I need to get the stuff off the floor. It's nothing you have to change. It's just that, it is what it is. So partner style and habit, I picked that as a growth area.
This
really
is
hard
for you.
I'm gonna say conflict resolution. I feel like our conflict resolution is usually just one way for the most part. So I would say conflict resolution needs to grow. And I'm gonna say leisure activities.
You got an example for leisure activities?
It says we have a good balance of activities together and apart. So like I personally, I would like to do more activities together outside the house. Like we usually just chill in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So leisure activities that require us like getting out the house more. I think we can do a better job at that.
Gotcha. Okay.
What were your three though? I'm curious. So for those who just joined, we are, if you want a message to you, I can message it to you. Just let me know. I message it to folks. Everyone that's on here, blessings to you, Josiah. If you came on, sorry, we didn't have the comment thing going. Sorry, Jasmine's on. Blessings to you. Y'all, I can send y'all this paper, Josiah and Jasmine. I'll send it to y'all right now. We're doing a strength and growth exercise right now. And I just did my 3 areas that I feel like Mr. Barton and I need to focus on and grow in. Craig started off and did the areas that we feel like we are strong in. Surprisingly, we both agreed.
I'll recap what those were while you're doing that.
Yeah.
So our strength areas that we actually agreed on, no particular order, spiritual beliefs. Mm-hmm. That's obviously, something we're very much in sync on. Mm-hmm. Number 2, children and parenting. That's just something we always talking about is how to raise kids.
We agree on that.
Yeah, that's something we're in sync in as well. And relationship roles. Mm-hmm. We agree on how to share decision making and responsibilities. So I always like to say I'm not a dictator. So we're pretty much in agreement with that as well. So and we agreed on those. Mm-hmm. And your top.
So my top 3 for growth areas were leisure activities, conflict resolution, partner and style habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what you choose.
Our 3 growth areas. I'm gonna tell you right now. We're not in agreement. Maybe on one thing.
I already know what you're gonna choose.
Do you? Okay. First one. Should I do it in order? I don't know. Communication. We share feelings and understand each other.
We're not good. That's a growth area.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah, I think it's a growth area.
Wow, that's busting my bubble.
Because a lot of times she wants to stay up all night and talk, and I want to go to sleep. Like, come on, we could talk tomorrow at whatever 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I don't know what he has
against staying up. Like, just stay up with a sister. Like, period. Like.
No, I need to sleep.
All right, so communication. Okay.
Conflict resolution.
You agree with that one?
Yeah, we are able to discuss and resolve differences. I don't really think so. We do it, but I think there's growth areas in that as well. I think it
definitely needs to grow, for sure. I agree with that.
And number 3, although I am going to preface this by saying we have made a lot of growth in this area. I'm gonna say financial management.
Okay.
We agree on budget and financial matters. So we have recently joined accounts. We put everything in one big pot and everything like that. But I still think there are some, minor details we can work out.
Baby steps, y'all. Somebody tell them baby steps.
It was a huge leap of faith on my part to do that.
It was a huge leap of faith on his part. He's like, woo, we're gonna join everything. Everything is joined now. So y'all, that's how that activity goes. If you did not get this in your inbox, it's just because maybe I missed the fact that you were on here. I apologize. Not doing that on purpose. But if you want this even after this, if you watch this live later, you want me to just send this to you, I can absolutely do this. Please take the time to either do this by yourself. If you're not married, you can still see like where am I strong? Or do this with a friend and ask a friend, like, what areas do you think I'm strong in? What areas do you think I should grow in before I get married? Go to a trusted friend and be prepared for them to more than likely say something that you probably didn't see about yourself. That's the beauty of having other people in your life who can say, hey, yeah, I think you need to grow in this. And don't get offended, be like, what? I'm not a good communicator. You know, just listen. If you're not married yet, this is the perfect time to do activities like this. If you are married, this is also, of course, a perfect time to just see if you and your spouse are on the same page. So Craig and I were absolutely on the same page with areas that we feel we are strong in, but we only agreed with one area that we feel are growth areas, right? We agreed on conflict resolution. He had two other things that were different than mine for, we had two other things that were different for the other category. So this is why communication is important. You may think y'all just floating all on the same page, and all the while your spouse may have a problem with something that's going on in a marriage. So it's time to speak up. Anything else you want to add from that activity, honey?
I think it's a great activity to do with your spouse if you're married. It may help put you on the same page, because sometimes, like this one over here thought we were good on what was it, communication or conflict resolution?
Communication. You chose communication.
Yeah, you thought we was going on. I mean, I'm not saying we're horrible, but sometimes one spouse is like, oh, we're great, and other one's like, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
So this is a good activity to do with your spouse. If you're not married, it might be even better opportunity to do it with a friend or somebody, because you get the opportunity to kind of prep yourself, and that's what marriage is all about. Facing the the disagreements that you might have, and knowing you can't go nowhere. It's not like a boyfriend, girlfriend, friend situation. Like, I'm leaving. No, you got to go in the same room, sleep with this person that you just disagreed with. So
exactly,
that's a good exercise whether you're married or not married.
Yeah. So the discussion part says take turns sharing what each of you perceive as your relationship strengths. Verbally share one strength at a time until you each have shared 3. Well, we did it backwards. We were supposed to do one at a time, back and forth. So you all will have the right directions. Use the same procedure to share and discuss growth areas, and then discuss these 3 questions. Did any of your partner's responses surprise you? If so, why? And what areas did you mostly agree with your partner? And what areas did you mostly disagree with your partner? So again, take the time to do this, you all. I mean, we encourage you to do it. I think it's going to be a great asset. Okay, last but not least, we have a bonus one for you all. Hope you're excited about this one. This one has the title of communication, so we're diving even deeper into communication tonight, y'all. And I'm just going to read the directions straight from the page. It says, in this exercise, you will each individually make a wish list of things you will like more or less of in your relationship. Next, take turns sharing your wish list with each other. Assertiveness is the ability to express your feelings and ask for what you want in your relationship. Active listening is the ability to let your partner know you understand them by restating their message. In sharing your wish list with your partner, you will be demonstrating your assertiveness skills in giving feedback to your partner about their wish list. You will be demonstrating your active listening skills. So the first thing you do in this exercise is make a wish list of 3 things you will like more or less of in your relationship. So you all can take a moment to think about that. If you are with your spouse right now and you're doing this activity, even if you watch this later, take a moment now to write down. You can write in your phone, write it on a piece of paper. 3 things that you want more of or less of. Okay, more or less. So you don't have to do 3. You don't have to do 6. Just 3 total. So maybe 2 are things that you want more of, and 1 is something that you want less of. So, do you want to do this activity too?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let's think of something that we want more or less of, and then we take turns going. So I'll read the instructions for communicating this with your spouse while we all get a chance to think about this. So it says, take turns sharing your wish list with each other, keeping in mind the following. The speaker's job is to speak for yourself. Use I statements, use I wish statements, okay? Describe how you feel if your wish came true, okay? The listener job is to repeat and summarize what you heard. Describe the wish and how your partner will feel if the wish came true. So one person says, I wish that I had more or less of this in our relationship. If I got more or less of this, it will make me feel like that. And then the other person then repeats back to the partner what they heard them say. And then it switches and it flip-flops.
So we're going to go back and forth.
Exactly.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. I haven't really thought about my answers.
You want a minute?
No, I'll think about it as we go along. Go ahead.
Okay.
Now, y'all don't have to share y'all business, but if anyone's feeling like they want to share maybe one of the lines that you said to your spouse or whatever, feel free to throw it in the chat. If not, then do this on your own time. Either is fine. All right, go ahead.
I would say what I would like.
Follow the instructions, honey. It says,
correct.
I wish. This is called a wish list.
Okay.
You see the instructions? It says
Yeah,
a wish list.
All right. I wish I had more, or we had more of hotel dates. So I like hotels. I like, obviously nice hotels and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like on a weekend or something like that, do that more. I mean, I think, when was the last time I went to a hotel? Like last month?
A month ago,
About a month ago, like that, something like that. So, that's something.
We got to follow instructions, honey. Describe how you would feel if your wish came true. So you wish we had more hotel dates. That will make you feel like what? You got to use me. That will make me feel.
That will make me, Craig Barton, feel just probably more relaxed.
Okay.
More enjoying the weekend or
Okay.
whatnot. Because you work hard during the week, you kind of want to do something just to really relax during the week.
I didn't know that, honey. I didn't know that you wanted.
There you go.
No, I thought like you on a weekend that you just want to like chill at the house.
I don't want to be driving everywhere, but
Yeah.
if we're doing something nice like that, I don't mind.
Okay, awesome. Well,
I like nice things.
good stuff. Teacher Nation, exactly. Follow instructions.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, awesome. I wish that we had more like spontaneous date nights outside of the house. I feel like we do a great job of like date nights in the house, whether we like grab some sparkling, we get our favorite food, we get a movie, whatever we do, we do our games and stuff. But I feel like I wish we did more stuff out of the house. Not every weekend, because that can get tiring.
Yeah.
But like just more stuff out of the house. If we did that, I feel like that would make me more happy about creating different memories with you and experiencing new things with you.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So it does sound like we both want to get out the house a little bit more.
Yeah. I think we're both on the same page about that. Okay, awesome. So you want to do another one?
Yeah, my wish is that we had less conflict resolution from like 11 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. And we have more prep time to have meaningful conversation.
How would that make you feel, honey?
That would make me feel like we actually communicating efficiently, as opposed to staying up to all hours of the
It
night.
all depends
going
on.
back and forth.
It all depends on.
No, it don't depend on night.
It all depends on when the situation happens. So if a situation happens at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, then my issue is always that I feel like I can't sleep peacefully until we resolve the issue. You know how the Bible said, don't let the sun go down on your wrath? So I feel like I have to get that out of my system.
Indeed.
But I hear you.
Are y'all, can y'all, let me know if
Please
y'all
chime in
like
on
to,
this one.
if y'all can talk throughout the midnight and I'm not just talking about like, yo, how was your day? Y'all like, going back and forth.
Y'all gotta hash out some drama, basically.
Or do y'all need some time to?
Because something
prep?
weighing heavy on you. You gotta get it off your chest,
Y'all cool with going?
Are you the person that, there's always like, I find in a relationship, there's two different type of communicators. There's the person who wants to communicate right away, and there's the person who wants time to think, or it's like, I don't want to talk about it right now. Let us know if that's you, if that's how you all go about that. Yeah. Okay, while that's waiting to come in, I'll do my second one. I hear you though. On a serious note, I hear you. I can and I will do a better job at conflict resolution, picking a better time to do that. Not 11 to 1 in the morning.
The only other option is for me to be perfect in every way.
Yeah. So you can be more, you'll come to the conversation more.
Exactly.
How would you come to the conversation?
More prep, better conversation, more efficient.
Okay.
I think we just gotta, I'm like Naisha and my husband's like brother. Go figure. Go figure.
I don't know. I just can't. I don't like no type of like distance between us. I feel like we gotta just talk it out and everybody go sleep peacefully. But yeah, okay. So my second one,
My husband needs more time. I agree with him. Bree said I like time to think things over. Yep, I'm right there with Bree.
So, but the
And
way it comes off to us individuals, I hear y'all for the record. I hear you. The way it comes, I can't speak for Jasmine and whoever else on here that's like me in this. The way it comes off to me is that you're being avoidant of the situation. It's never that I feel that, okay, I just need more time. It's always like it comes off as though you don't want to talk about it at all. You just want to basically kind of act like the situation doesn't need to be addressed.
Two things I would say about that is guys, all they want in life is peace. Literally, that's all they want in life is peace. They're not about to, and I value my sleep.
I know.
Big time.
I know.
So last thing I want to do is be arguing and sacrificing my sleep. No, those are no-nos. And two, the other thing is, I would tell you, I'm not trying to stay up all night to go back and forth with you. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Or in a week or so.
Oh, sorry, these comments are funny.
What are the
It'd
comments?
be way too late for those. Hold on. It'd be way too late for those conversations, not even woke back then.
Exactly.
I want to resolve it ASAP. Exactly. It's like y'all want peace in another way to avoid it, but we want peace
No, it's not avoiding. Let me talk. It's
Okay.
not avoiding. It's I don't want to talk about it at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, knowing I got to get up early.
So can the guys offer reassurance and say, Bree, you too, since you like that, you offer reassurance to your husband, offer reassurance to your wife and say, it's not that I don't want to talk about this. I really do want to talk about this, and I can see that you want to talk about it too. Can we agree on a time tomorrow where I'll be more awake that we can talk about it? So that gives her that peace that you're going to talk about it. Can that happen?
Of course that can happen, but then again, that goes into the conflict resolution. You won't accept that.
I would accept that.
No, you won't.
You never tried it.
Yes, I have.
You have never tried it, honey. I feel like one time you said, let's talk about it later, but I was like, what's later? Like, I need a time. I need some type of like definite. But yeah. Of course. Bree said yes, of course. Yeah, that I think that's fair, right? Bree said just because someone needs time to talk about something doesn't mean they're grudgingly holding on to it. I've even had to learn that myself. Wait, you said just because someone needs time to talk about something doesn't mean they're grudgingly holding on to it. Okay, I see. Just because they need time doesn't mean they're like avoiding the situation or something like that. They could be. Yeah, I agree with that. I could do a better job. I'm somebody who likes things to be like quick, and I'm still learning my husband.
Best things in life take time.
He takes his time with a lot of things. He doesn't rush. He doesn't rush things. He takes his time. That's why we balance each other out. I'm someone, listen, I'm on the move. Let's go. We don't got to take all day to do this. Why we taking all day to do this? You know, so I just have to learn that. That's just another area where he's like that. Exactly, sis. You feel me? In one ear and out the It be going in one ear and out the other. That's funny. Okay, so my second one is, I've never even done my second one. Okay.
Yeah, we need your second.
I wish that we planned more trips for just us. I feel like we do a great job of going to see our families, being there for here and that for occasions. But I feel like we don't do as great of a job as prioritizing this traveling and getting away just for us.
Well, I agree with you. I agree that we only have 1 or 2 trips since we've been married, just us. Well, no, maybe 3 or 4, because we went to Tennessee on our honeymoon. We went to Kentucky on my birthday in 2018 or 19.
Yeah, 18.
Then we went to New Jersey in 2020.
And that's it.
Yeah, so 3 times. So I agree. We could do a better job of doing that. But on the flip side, we do a lot of other stuff that kind of
takes away
from those. You know what I mean? So
I'm willing to. I never finished my statement. It will make me feel. I feel like it will make me feel even more connected to you because we're creating. It goes back to memories for me and experiences. We're creating more memories together in new places, experiencing new things together, and just creating memories that will last a lifetime that we can tell our kids about, or just have pictures about that we did this and that, we went this and that, travel those places.
I feel you.
Yeah. All right, last one. So you got to do one more, and then I got to do one more.
Let me see. Let me look at the things. I'm following the directions.
I hear you, Bree. I feel you.
Where's the thing? I wish. Okay. I wish we did a better job saving money. So there goes to that financial aspect again. I feel like one of the things when we talked about joining our accounts, which I said, okay, let's do it.
Okay.
But in the same breath, we got to make sure that we still being aggressively saving. You know what I mean? Like I said, I like things too, but that's a sticking point with me.
How will it make you feel?
I mean, as a man, it'll make me feel more secure that knowing I got money just in case something happens.
Right.
Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like having $1,000 or $500 just to my name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got to have more than that. You got to be
Yeah.
I think it's more of a security thing.
Yeah, more a man thing. Yeah, I hear you.
So that's my 3.
All right, my last one is I wish that we had more time to just talk.
Okay. And what
I'm thinking about how
Same.
when we were just friends and when we really during that time.
Yeah.
We'd be on the phone for hours just talking about any and everything. We didn't even have to think about what we were going to talk about next. It was just ongoing conversation, 3 to 4 hours on the phone just talking.
Yeah.
I feel like I wish that we did that more.
Do you think living together now that we're married has kind of eroded that a little bit?
Yeah, but I don't feel like it should. I feel like it doesn't have to.
I'm not saying that it doesn't have to, but I'm just saying when 2013, 14, 12, whatever, I'm in Massachusetts, you're in Ohio, the only face-to-face thing you're getting is Skype at that time. I can see why there might be a 3 or 4 hour conversation going on.
Yeah, why can't we have a 3 or 4 hour conversation?
Because I see you every day.
So what? That's even
talking to you every
more.
day.
That's even more reason to have a 3 or 4 hour conversation. I just want to talk some more.
What do you want to talk
The
about?
stretch no. He's like, more talking.
What do you want to talk about?
He's like, what's the point of more talking? I just want to talk. I just want to talk about any and everything. I just want to talk about, it doesn't matter. I don't need to have a list of what to talk about. I just want us to be able to like sit on this couch with our feet up and just kick it and just talk for hours. That will make me feel. That will make me feel like I can't even put it into words. Like that will make me feel so good. Like that will make me feel like on top of the moon. Like that will make me feel like.
Where are you even gonna find 4 hours in a given day? Though?
Well, whatever time we got. That would make me feel like unstoppable. Like my husband really loves me. Like he's speaking my love language right now. I feel like my top love language, I think, is really communication.
I thought it was quality time.
It is quality time because quality time is on the list. But in essence, if you are communicating with somebody for hours, that is quality time as well. I think what would make our quality time even better if there is more communication involved than just like chilling. Of course, I love it. Chilling, eating together, watching a movie together, playing a game together. That's great. I love that. But to take it to like level 2000 is we talking for hours, and that's quality time. Like no phones. We don't even need the TV on. We just talking.
That's a lot of talking though. That's a lot of talking. How often you looking to do this?
It doesn't have to be every day, but weekly. Weekly. I feel
like if you add up all our talking in a week.
No, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
I think so.
It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. I need more. How often do you want to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying a few times a week, not every single day, not 7 days a week. Yeah, you gotta have a balance now. I'm saying like 2-3 days a week. Come on, that's nothing. That's like, oh my goodness. That's like, I don't know even how to explain it. That would just make me so happy. We just talking for hours. Like I get to rush home from work and look forward to the fact that I get to sit in my house and talk to my husband for 2-3 hours today. I'm going to be like a kid at Christmas, just so happy.
I hear you. I think one thing is you're naturally a talker. Anybody can admit.
Anybody that knows me.
Yeah, Nisha's a talker. Me, I'm not a talker.
Say yes, hours.
What?
That's me all day, sis.
Hours.
Exactly. Just see a long-winded. Chris, there's a lot of talking. Oh my goodness, y'all hilarious. Yeah.
I hear you. I do hear you. But I mean, that's something we can try to do.
Yeah. So as y'all can see, why this activity is important, why both of these activities are important. They be mad. Josiah said they be mad. Yeah, I pray God give them more grace for the communication style.
Yeah, you're gonna need it for that much talking.
Yeah, but like, obviously, I hope that y'all can see the value in these activities on the more serious note that, like Craig said earlier, you may think that you and your spouse are just coasting along on the same page on some of these topics until you kind of just communicate about it and then you realize, oh, I thought you didn't have a problem with that. Oh yeah, I had a problem. I've been had a problem with that. So it's good to do. It's good to have these conversations, find out. It may be easy to start with the one we just did before going into the strengths and growth exercise, the one that says, I wish we had more or less of this, and that. Take turns, listen to each other, make sure you do the second part that says, if I receive this, it will make me feel like X, Y, and Z. And then the other person repeats back to you what they heard you say. Yeah.
I hear you. I feel and every marriage is different.
Yeah.
Usually women are more talkers than men are. Mm-hmm. So in that case, not just you, but any other wife, can you be a woman your husband wants to talk to for 4 hours? That's another thing. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
are you somebody he would want to talk
Well,
to?
he married you, so why not?
Well, being married and
So I mean, like, what's the issue? Like, what? I mean,
I'm trying to help somebody else tonight.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, like, he married you. He must have loved something about you. I mean,
I'm just saying, you know, people got to be motivated to do this stuff as well.
Well, I think the marriage license should be more than enough motivation.
It's more than enough.
That's more than enough motivation right there. You better go in there and talk to your spouse, and just like she needs to go in there and do what you're asking her to do. It's a two-way street.
Well, that's not reality. That's not reality,
honey.
That's not reality.
Well, somebody got to make the first move towards success.
They don't make
in the marriage.
They don't make the first move the topic of conversation. What you mean, Jasmine? The topic of conversation. What could we talk about? We're still on the hours.
You could talk about anything and everything.
my thing was, and this could be on the flip side too. Whatever you want from your spouse, where's the motivation for them to do it? Because you married, you live in the same house, but they're still a person at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Are they motivated to do what you want them to do?
Well, I don't think you need all this motivation in the world.
well, I disagree. I disagree.
I think that once you find out,
see, maybe it depends on the topic of conversation. I'm still kind of lost.
Are you saying maybe it depends on the topic of the conversation? Oh, I think she's seeking clarification on what you're saying when you said, "Are you the type of woman your husband can talk to for hours?" She's seeking clarification on what you're saying. She's saying, are you trying to say, does your husband want to talk for you for hours depending on the conversation? A man may be able to talk about sports for hours and miscellaneous things, not so much. Yeah. True.
Well, here's the thing. He's probably, I don't know any man that talks to any woman about sports for hours. He could probably talk to another man about sports for hours. My thing is, can he talk to his wife about anything for hours?
If he can, he needs to grow in that area.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, in some marriages, the husband don't want to talk to his wife for hours. He's probably doing the bare minimum just to survive. And on the flip side, say the husband wanted something out of his wife, right?
Okay.
Take intimacy. All right, guys, take physical intimacy. Say the husband wanted it 80% out of the week. The wife's not like, okay, I'm not doing that 80% of the time out of the week.
Okay.
She's not motivated to do it. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. My point is, are they motivated to do what you want them to do? Talk for hours, intimacy, or whatever the case is.
Well, if they're not, it needs to be a deeper conversation as to why. Because I feel like, and y'all chime in on this because we just talking through this right now.
Yeah, I want to hear y'all.
Yeah, let us know what y'all feel. I feel like once your spouse communicates something to you that they want more of, just like this activity, I want more of this, I want less of this, you should not completely disregard that. Now, you may have to come into a understanding or a compromise on how you're going to attain that in the marriage. For example, use the guy who may want more intimacy, okay? That wife should not disregard and say, well, I don't want to do that, so I'm not doing that. That's not right. It's not right.
I'm telling you, that happens, though.
And I agree with you, that happens. I'm saying what should happen is that there should be a deeper conversation that happens that says, the husband says, I want more intimacy. The wife says, okay, how can we achieve that? Given all circumstances surrounding our life, surrounding our day, it's like conflict resolution, solutions. How can we achieve that? One of these exercises actually goes through that. It says list 10 possible solutions to this problem. Problem is the intimacy in the marriage. Okay, it happens a lot everywhere, right? You have two different sex drives. We talked about this. We did a whole live on this one time. Usually there are two different sex drives in a marriage. Usually someone has a higher sex drive than the other. So that means a lot of times that someone's physical needs are not being met. So what does that mean? Does that mean that that person should just live with their physical needs not being met for the rest of their lives just because they're married? Absolutely not. It should be a conversation that happens. Now, it's not going to just, I don't think it's as simple as the husband going to the wife or the wife going to the husband and saying, I want more intimacy, give me more intimacy. No, there's usually factors around why less intimacy is happening.
And there's usually factors around no 4-hour conversations.
And I agree. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing
That's
with
what
that.
I'm saying.
I'm saying so a deep, instead of just saying, I'm not giving you that, let's come into an understanding of how we can get there. And I think that, actually, let's do this exercise next week. It's a conflict resolution exercise that literally touches on this. So next week, the plan could change, but come with a conflict that you feel in your marriage or your relationship, or just a conflict that you would like to do this exercise with. Because I feel like you should come up with some solutions and say, okay, intimacy is an issue. Here are some possible solutions. Let the other spouse come up with some possible solutions. And then you compare and say, okay, can we agree on this solution to this? And then at that point, you got to put works behind it. You got to execute. You can't just sit there and do all that hard work and come up with the solution and then no one moves forward.
I agree with you, but I'm saying usually a lot of times in a lot of marriages, the wife says,
other halfway, Bree. I feel you.
The wife says, I want to talk for 4 hours, or the wife says, I want more intimacy, or the husband may say, I want to talk for 4 hours, I want more intimacy, and they're looking at it like, well, I don't know why you want that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that.
I'm just saying, a lot of spouses aren't motivated to do what their other spouse might want.
Right, and I feel like that's the reason why we are trying to bring these activities out, because we realize these issues exist. Like, it's some issue that may be prominent in your marriage right now. Maybe you don't have a prominent issue in your marriage, but maybe in the future something may come up. We are trying to, this ministry are trying to strengthen marriages and trying to give the tools that could potentially help you strengthen your marriage. So hopefully if what we're talking through right now is an issue in your marriage, something similar, or whatever the case may be, what I feel like we're both agreeing on, it should not be disregarded by the other spouse. If a spouse brings something to your attention that's bothering them, that they feel they want more or less of, it shouldn't be disregarded. It shouldn't be, well, this is how I am. Well, you married me this way. It shouldn't be any of that talk happening. It should be, okay, I hear what you're saying. You want more or less of this. Let's sit down and literally, it sounds like elementary, but if you literally put the work in, like marriage is work. It's not going to just be beautiful. It's not just going to be great just because you want it to be great. Just because you had a wonderful wedding day. Just because you've been having blissful years together. It's not just going to be great without work. Literally sit down. You got to put pen to paper. Do an exercise together. Come up with some solutions to that problem. And then actually do the work towards the solution once you get done brainstorming together. It shouldn't be that, whatever. I'm not giving you more intimacy. You're just gonna have to suck it up. That's not the right attitude to have. And if you feel like that's the attitude that you might have before you get married, then it's probably not gonna be a good idea to do it.
My point is, whether it's intimacy, whether it's talking more, whether it's dates, whatever it is, sometimes you and your spouse can be so off, they don't want, they're like, I don't want to spend more time than I have to with you. I don't want to have to touch you more than I have to. I don't want to do, that's how some marriages are.
Honey, I'm just
and we're trying to help people who are married and want to be married.
I agree with you.
So,
I'm just reacting to it.
Exactly. So it's, how do you fix that? You know what I mean? How do you get around that issue and that barrier?
I think for both spouses, first and foremost, have to be willing to come to the table and talk about it. It can't be one spouse that wants to fix all this stuff and other spouses just throwing their hands up, so to speak. Not actually, but, so to speak, throwing their hands up and saying whatever, you're just going to have to deal with whatever,
Yeah.
Bree said, I feel like that's when compromise comes in, because all of what we want may not be able to be achieved all the time, realistically. Meet each other halfway. Oh, I don't know why we got way up there. Amen. This is good. they be acting like they listening. Right. After a while, it turns to blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I just, that's not the right attitude to have. And if you have had it, ask God to forgive you. Go to your spouse and say, you know what? I was wrong for having that attitude when you brought different things to my attention. Some people just take the attitude like, this is way I've heard people say, all the women in my family is like this. I ain't changing. That's just, don't carry that into your marriage. And literally come to the table. I mean, the people that are putting the work into their marriages, those are the marriages that are going to flourish and be all that God. It doesn't matter if God brings two people together. If you don't do the work to keep that marriage going and to build a strong marriage, it will not be strong. It has absolutely nothing to do with God. God has already done all that he's going to do. It's just like when we get saved. Okay, he shed his blood. We're saved. We're in the kingdom. You think God's going to get up and pray for us? God's going to get up, read the Bible for us? God's going to get up and go witness for us and all that? No, God's not going to love people for us. That's something we have to do. God's not going to love our spouse for us. That's what we have to do. And for a lot of us, that's what we have to learn how to do, because we have been taught a very unhealthy way or an unhealthy idea of what loving your spouse looks like. And we've been taught from the world. We've been taught from family members who are not happily married. We've been taught from the media. We've been taught from different ways. So we come into marriage and we take that mentality and we wonder why we have unhealthy marriages. We need to go to the creator of marriages, which is God, ask for his help, ask for his direction, and then put in the work. So ultimately, I think what we're saying, we're ending here saying is, if your spouse brings something to your attention, do not disregard it. Just because you don't feel that way. Remember, God has brought two different people together. Two different people. More than likely, you and your spouse differ probably more than you are alike. You want to absolutely agree on the foundational things. We talked about this before. Spiritual beliefs, how you going to raise your families. Those are non-negotiables. But sometimes with this personality types and your desires and all that, those things may differ. And a lot of times they do. So what do? Then people start thinking, oh man, I married the wrong person. We don't agree on nothing. Okay, find a way to agree. Yep. You're not going to automatically agree on everything. This is where the word comes in.
It's like, say you buy a car, right? It may start out your dream car. That's how a lot of marriages start out. This is my dream guy. This is my dream woman. Yeah. But, after a while, if you don't maintenance that car, cars, they need maintenance. Things happen with cars. Then you're like, man, I bought the wrong car. No, you just need to maintenance your car. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with a marriage. Yeah. They started out as the man of your dream, the woman of your dreams. But because you never maintenance your marriage, you never took care of it, you never invested in it, never sacrificed for it, it became, oh man, I married the wrong person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I should have listened to my mama. Yeah, you know what I mean? But the real fact is, you could change the story around this is, the dream come true for me in terms of my marriage. It's all depends on the work you're willing to do.
It's the work that you put in, man. I mean,
how much you're willing to love, how much you're willing to forgive, how much
to be selfless. How much are you willing to lose yourself, and not lose yourself in that sense. I'm saying be selfless and not make the marriage all about you. You'll get so much more back in your marriage when you are giving to your spouse. Have you ever heard people say it feels so good to give to people? Not even saying their spouse. Like when you do something nice for somebody, it's just a rewarding feeling that happens internally. And I know those of you who are givers out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It just feels so good to give to people. How much more to your spouse? Instead of being selfish, instead of just thinking about yourself and what you want, what you're not getting, your needs and your desires, I'm telling you, they will in turn be satisfied when you first put your spouse first.
Your sister had a really good...
What if it's something that both spouses see is an issue in the marriage but don't know how to fix it? Like financial struggles, which causes stress and conflict in the marriage, or not knowing how to communicate effectively. Both are the issue, want to fix it but don't know how. That's an excellent question. I have a thought and then I'll pass it to you.
Go ahead.
So my first thought to that is, I'm sorry y'all, we got to get a new tripod. That's why we like keep coming up to the thing. So we'll have our new tripod.
Broke the other one.
Yeah, he broke the other one, so we're kind of bend it down a lot. So I would say to that, that's where marriage coaches and marriage counseling comes into play. You may not, I think the bonus here is that both spouses already agree. That's a bonus. There's no conflict there. So take that as a win. Now we may not internally have the resources on our own to fix this, but we at least agree that this is an issue. So if you have tried everything, I think this exercise would help, and we're going to do this next week. So if you can grab your spouse next week, 5:30 next Tuesday, to do this exercise with us, I think it would help, because it's literally called conflict resolution, and you would list that main thing that you need to resolve in your marriage. But I think this is where marriage counseling, marriage coaches come into play, because that third person, that third party can help resolve some of those things, can help give you, some options or solutions that can help resolve that. Or you can go to a trusted couple and say, hey, we both agree on this. There's no conflict here in this. We agree that this is an area we want to improve in our marriage, but we're not sure of how to go about it. Do you have any suggestions? Things like that. Your answer may come out of something like that. But if you've tried everything between y'all and y'all feel like y'all can't come to an agreement, then, coaches, marriage coaches and counseling, people that major in that, could be a resource for you.
Sure, I like your answer. Me, I'm going to take it back to my day-to-day job, sales and negotiations. Seriously. All right, well, listen up. You laughing, but listen up.
He takes everything is a business deal to him. I tell him all the time, go ahead, honey. I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, all right.
Go
Well,
ahead.
Listen, you're going to learn something.
Go
So,
ahead.
all right. So, you both, what Nation said, you both agree there's an issue.
Yeah.
That's off to a great start. You have to acknowledge it.
Yep.
Then what you can do, usually people don't agree. They agree it needs to be fixed, but they don't agree how to fix it. You know what I mean? Like, take Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They both wanted.
Oh, you getting deep.
They both wanted freedom, liberation, and the betterment of black people, but they went about it two different entirely ways. You know what I mean? So in marriage, we agree. This is an issue, whether it's communication, intimacy, finances, whatever it is. This is an issue. Come up with 3 ways. You both come to the table with 3 ways you can fix it. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then you may not agree. Say, I like way A, and someone else likes, your spouse likes A, way C. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you do C and I do A. As long as we get to the finish line, that's what's important. I think an issue with a lot of marriages is people feel like you got to think the same, you got to talk the same, you got to do everything the same. And no, you're still 2 different people. As long as you get to the end goal, you both cross that finish line, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? For example, Nation may pray 4 a.m. in the morning. I may pray at 8 p.m. at night. As long as we're both praying, spending time with the Lord, that's all that matters. But you may do it a little differently. My point is, agree that there's an issue. Agree that there's a solution. You both come up with a couple different ways to figure out that solution. And depending on how you get to the solution, as long as you get there, you know what I mean? Many times I have a lot of different clients. They're like, I want this, but how do we get there? We present to them a number of different solutions. You pick. How do you think we should get there? And usually there's at least one spouse in a marriage who feels like, I don't care how we do it, let's just do it. You know what I mean? So if the husband is like just dogmatic about I want to do it this way, the wife is like, cool, as long as we get there,
I just want to get it done.
As long as we get there, baby. And sometimes it's the wife, she's like, I want to do it this way, and the husband's like, you know what, as long as we get the job job done. I don't care. You know, come up with different solutions to do it, and you're gonna find yourself on your way there. As long as you cross the finish line together, you don't leave your spouse on the end.
Yeah, I like that answer too, honey. Good.
I like it too.
That was a really good question.
That was a great question. Anything else?
That was a really, really great question. Y'all have any other questions? I'm sorry, I'm just patting Rufy down here because he's acting like a big baby right now.
Yeah, Rufy's love language is quality time.
It really is. He got that from me. I mean, we always say it when we get off of here, y'all. We enjoy y'all every single time we get on here. We just so appreciate that y'all are willing to come on here with us and just comment and share your thoughts, your feelings, ask questions, because I don't think we could continue doing this.
Yeah.
I don't think we could. Disclaimer, I'm asking for others, not for myself. Thanks. I just saw that. But no, it's a great question. I'm glad that you asked that. It was a great question.
Yeah, a lot of marriages, a lot of married couples have that question.
Yeah.
How do we know there's an issue, how do we get there?
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, y'all been, most of y'all on here, y'all been with us since like the very first episode, since like the very first time we've done this. And we just appreciate y'all. We just saw like last week that it's been a year now that we've been doing these marriage talks.
That's crazy.
And although we've missed quite a few weeks for different reasons, it is in our heart to be, hey, stop biting me. Stop biting me right now. It is in our hearts to be consistent, because we truly enjoy this. We enjoy talking with y'all, laughing with y'all, and just growing. Our marriage is growing as well as y'all's. And so the fact that y'all are open to, you know, sharing with us and asking us questions, I just really appreciate y'all. Y'all need to have a podcast. Call me later. We'll talk more about it. So, yeah, we just love, every time we get off, we be like, wow, that was fun. Like, we really have fun. We look forward to doing this. And it's mostly my schedule, because sometimes I have to stay at work until like 6 o'clock for whatever, open house, parent conferences, whatever. So sometimes we're not able to do it. But just know our hearts are definitely with this ministry, and we want to see it grow. We want to see our marriages grow. We just want to grow together. We love when we see marriages like y'all out on y'all date nights, y'all having a good time, y'all loving each other. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, because, you know, the world will have you say marriage is outdated. Marriage is just a piece of paper. Yes, happy marriage talk anniversary. You know, marriage is just a piece of paper. It doesn't mean anything. You know how the world thinks. But the fact that there are married couples and young married couples is a lot. I mean, you could be old and still thriving. And we know a few old thriving couples too. So it's a blessing whether you're young or old. But especially because we're young, to see young married couples. And everybody on here is young. I don't hear nobody on here talking about they old, okay? You ain't starting to get old in my book until you start getting 80, okay? So if you ain't 80 or near 80, you a young couple. So, but yeah, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And next week, like I said, we're going to do the conflict resolution one. So come with that. You know, hopefully spouses can do this together. But if not, one spouse come on with it and take this activity back to your spouse, and y'all can do it together at another time. Anything else?
I agree with you.
Do we need to, that's the word, agree.
Agree.
It's getting up there. I'm getting up there. Sis, you still young. You still young. You in your prime right now. And Jasmine, she Jesus age. She definitely in her prime. So yeah, let's end with a prayer. Who prayed last time, y'all? Remind us.
I think I prayed last time. I think I did.
I don't know.
I think I did. You check your phone, actually. You got it right there.
I don't know.
Go ahead and check it. I'm willing to.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll check it.
I'm just playing.
Because you keep saying I don't know.
I'm just playing. I'll pray.
All right, that's what I thought.
All right, so let's end with a prayer.
All right.
Father, in Jesus' name, we're just so grateful for another marriage talk, Lord. Like we just said, it's been a year since we've been doing this. And God, we just pray it gets even better from here, that even more couples will be inspired, even more marriages will be strengthened through this ministry, Father, that you would just draw us closer to you and closer to one another. That's what we really want. We want to learn how to love our spouse in a way that will be glorifying to you, in a way, God, that will represent you well. Father, in a way that our marriage could be a good example to someone else, Father. We don't want people to look at our marriage and be turned off from marriage. We don't want people to look at our marriage and be turned off from you because we're not being good ambassadors. We're not being good examples, but we want to love our spouses right, Father. We want to love our children right. We want to raise a family that loves you and glorifies you, Father. So we invite you into our home, into our marriage, into our conflicts, Father. We're talking about communication tonight. We're talking about conflict resolution, Father. You have the perfect solution to every problem that surrounds our marriage, Father. So help us to access that solution, Father, and help us to continue to grow together and not apart, Father. In Jesus' name, we know that Satan does not like marriages, Father, but we plead the blood of Jesus Christ over our marriage, over our spouses right now. We draw a bloodline over our spouse in Jesus' mighty name. We thank God and we say amen, and amen. This just came to my heart. I'll talk to Craig about it a little bit more later. I think it was Naisha, but I'm not 100%. See there?
We're going to fact check. Don't worry.
He's going to have to double up next time, the next 2 weeks. But we're going to take out some time here soon. Like I said, I'll check with Craig here, too, about this, to pray for our marriages, too. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. But I want y'all to be able to, I want it to be more than just like an ending prayer, that we can take out a little time for us to just pray for our spouses and pray for our marriages together. So I know we talked about it a little bit in the past. We haven't organized how we're going to do it, but I think it would be helpful and something we should add here soon. Again, ladies, Saturday is what? Sweetest day. Don't you forget it. Listen, if y'all go out, y'all do something, y'all can post it on this page. Let us know what's up. Let us know what date nights y'all got planned for y'all hubbies this weekend. I want to see all the love just going on for the husbands like we see for Valentine's Day, okay? It is Sweetest Day. Make it sweet for your baby. All right. Good night, y'all. We love y'all. We're out. We'll see y'all next time. Bye. You got your gifts, sis? I know that's right. Have a good night, y'all. We love y'all.